guys, welcome to Coffee Hang. We are here with a special guest, as you can already see on the screen. This is my sister, Meg. Everyone say hello. Amazing. I made sure that she came with a coffee today because this is Coffee Hang. And Drink Up Lent is coming. That is hilarious.
I know.
Sorry, Meg, you can say hey.
Hi. I chose a mug on purpose that you would think was funny.
That is hilarious. Well, we also normally make sure we can hear our ice. So I'll do it on behalf of both of us. What are you drinking?
I keep going to the mic for the video and for the phone for the sound.
Guys, this has been a whole behind the scenes. It's hilarious. But yeah, tell us what you're drinking. I'm having an iced Americano. Nothing's new.
Do you like to advertise where you get your drink from?
Yeah. I just posted this one on my story. This is Lady Bird, and it's the Lady Bird in East that has crema, because I think every Lady Bird is different. But at least the one in East Nashville sells crema coffee. So
I got robbed at gunpoint outside of Lady Bird, not in Nashville.
Oh my gosh.
I just put two and two together. You think it's the same place?
Yes, it probably is.
Mine was in Atlanta, obviously, not in Nashville.
Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry if that was triggering for anyone.
Listen. But
anyways, how do we go from there?
Well, it's not a taco joint, so that's why I don't think it's the same thing.
Oh, it's called Lady Bird Taco in Nashville.
Yeah, no, it's not the same company.
Okay. It's, I know they're in Birmingham too, but other than that, I'm not sure. So it's different. Well, we're here, everyone.
Listen, I need these people to know that this is what this entire podcast is going to be like.
Okay, you'll love this. I titled the episode Sister Sister because of the show we used to watch all the time.
Oh, actually, it's so funny you said that because I was like, okay, here's what's going to happen. We're going to do this podcast, and then you're going to be like, we should start a podcast. And then I was like, yeah, we should call it Sister Sister. But then I was like, that's probably not a good look for us to do that. And also we would probably get sued.
Yeah, it's fine. We would have to just come up with a different. But we could call it
Sister Sister.
Is it Sister Sister? Like, is that the marketing?
I actually don't think it is. I actually don't think it is.
But that's how you sing the song. Like,
you
that's
sing it like that.
Yeah.
Sister.
Yeah, exactly.
I got my own
No,
time.
and that's pop.
And my own,
yeah. Everybody, how different we have come to be. Yeah. All the things.
I love that show. Okay.
I'm scared. I'm looking down too much, y'all, but Meg is below the camera, so I'm so sorry. Wait. Dude, tell us what you're drinking, because it looks green and wicked-like.
Yeah. Ooh. Yes, I'm drinking matcha. I made it different today. I usually do it iced, and I typically add the hot water, and then I do it over ice with milk. But because I was like, oh, let's do mug today, because that's what I thought you were doing. And so I was like, So I did.
She clearly isn't a watcher of every week, and that's fine.
Sorry.
I'm just kidding.
I really am not.
It's the ice thing.
I watched episode 1. No.
It's fine.
2?
You watched 2. I think 2 was about you. I think I talked about you in 2.
It's not why I watched it, but I did watch it. But
anyways.
I put milk in this, hot milk. And so it's just matcha powder, hot milk, and Truvia.
Yeah. I always get headaches when I have stevia. Does that happen to you? How's that happen?
I'm not a connoisseur of the alternative sugars, so I can't tell you that I'm like sensitive to the differences, but
well, other things. Stevia does other things to me, but camera appropriate, it gives me headaches. It just makes me go to the bathroom. It just makes me go to the bathroom.
Interesting.
That's all I was going to say.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It's like
I don't know.
It's like the drug facts on a like pharmaceutical commercial. Causes you to do a lot of different things. Okay.
Would you take Meg is an actress as much as other things, but would you take one of those pharmaceutical commercials because they are high-key annoying?
Yes, I would because I pay so much money.
Okay. I wondered.
Yes. Oh, yes. That is, sorry, I'm obsessed with my flowers. I kicked it this summer with my flowers, and hummingbirds are obsessed with them. And there is a beautiful hummingbird outside, and she is loving my flowers. Anyways.
We have to come back to that. I have that as a point to talk about our love for birds.
Yeah. Which
so
is funny.
We'll come back to that. But
sorry. They make a lot of money. Pharmaceutical commercials are, actually, I don't know facts, but I just know they're one of the more high-paying commercials. So, yeah, I would. Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Now, I have a black widow outside of my window attacking a thing that's caught in its web. So, that's what I'm seeing.
I don't even know what those look like.
Scary.
Wow.
This one has a huge body. No, I thought I'd heard that before, that pharmaceutical ones. Well, and we were talking, Meg and I just had vacation with our family, and we were talking about all the insurance commercials. Like, you've got Flo, Doug, Limu, Mayhem.
Good money.
Yeah, and how, like, once you get that gig, like, you're making good money because they're relying on
You're the brand.
face.
The face.
Yeah, you're the brand.
And those like commercials are what we call like SAG National commercials. So they have, don't quote me, but I'm pretty 100 on that. I'm not like, I'm also not a connoisseur of all the SAG agreements and contracts, which are each also individual at some level. But the point is that's like the high cream of the crop, like high level, like top tier. And so she's got some good residuals coming in on top of like whatever she makes to be the name of who she is.
Yeah. And as you would be like, yeah, I'm your face now. Like,
She should. Yeah.
we're gonna, yeah. Do
She's
you have
like
to
the
have
Ronald
a particular
McDonald.
agent? No, literally.
Yeah,
literally. She is the name in the face. Do you have to have a particular agent to get those kind of deals?
I would say you just need somebody who can get you in the door with those auditions.
Okay. Because there's
So I
some
don't-
auditions that are like closed off. They're not public.
Well, the audition, so it's not a one size fits all approach as far as like how things go down in the industry. But we have websites that you can apply on. The thing with that is that sometimes they're not what we call open call, which means you don't have access to see them. They're like closed off in the sense that your agent is on that website on other side of the coin. It's almost like, it's weird. They're like it's called Actors Access. They're on Breakdown Services.
Okay, yeah.
Does it
I've
really-
heard you talk about this before. Yeah.
We're going to get in the weeds. But the point is, they get access to see those auditions as far as like submitting their people. But
yeah.
the casting department decides whether or not they want to make it open for actors to see it and submit themselves.
That's just crazy. Yeah.
So it's like they don't want to cut out their middleman, their agents.
Yeah.
That's
makes
that's not really probably the way to say it, but it's an
For
interesting.
layman terms, like for us who aren't actresses, we get it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's fun to explain sometimes because I do think there are certain things within my industry that make absolutely no sense, and then there are certain things that it's like, it's kind of like the way it's been done for so long, so people don't question it. But then there's always things that go outside those norms.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Not everything processes the same way, like from beginning to end as far as like a production.
Totally. And part
Yeah.
of why I asked you this is Ev and I were watching the last Mission Impossible last night. And I don't know if you've ever, like you probably have, but
Like the
person
newest
who's
one
listening.
came out?
The newest one. Okay. I don't know if it's legal what I'm about to say. It is.
Did
I'm
you
being
stream-
silly. I'm
Oh.
being silly. Plex. It's an app
I don't know about it.
that Evan's
Okay.
best friend has, and we're logged into it because they watch movies on our TV for their date night once a week. And so we watched it on there. And I'm realizing now when I tell people movies we've been watching that it's not that they're still in the theaters. So I have to explain this, but I'm pretty sure it is legal.
I don't know. Is it?
I don't know.
Was it good?
It was good. Well, I'm sorry. We have an hour left. It's like a 3-hour movie, if not longer. And it is like you're on the edge of your seat the whole time. And honestly, Ev and I thought the first hour was a little bit like they were just trying to remind you of what's happened over the past 10 movies.
Yeah.
And so you're kind of just, anyways, it's a great film. But I've noticed that in a big film like that, there was a lot of cameos by people like Milchek from Severance. And there was a girl who was in
I watched
Mandalorian.
Severance, I don't know the name.
Well, my point is I noticed last night, I was like, oh, I wonder if like when someone's having their moment, like a Milchek in Severance, if their agent is able to get in the door a little bit more for them. Kind of like when Anna Kendrick was having her moment and there for a year, she had like 5 different movies or shows happening in 1 year. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
yes. I mean, here's the thing. We're about to start getting into the weeds of like something I don't really know very clearly, but I'm pretty sure I'm correct on, is that, so when you get to that level, it's a little different. Mm-hmm. Like the way that the game, quote unquote, is played is a little different. But like one of the top agencies globally, I'm pretty sure they have like a distribution wing, I don't know if it's distribution or if it's just a literary house, but like you essentially have your writing house and you pair them with your actors, like.
Oh, yeah.
And so you have a lot of these actors who are working on big stuff, but it's all coming from the same company and it's all going back into that company's pocket.
Exactly. And that makes sense because that's what I wondered, how people are just kind of like, not that it's closed off to anyone else, but it does feel like there will be moments where the same couple of actors will kind of have a bunch of moments. Yeah.
Well, and I think, and I could be really wrong on all the ways that really goes down, but it is very fascinating. And again, this is just coming back from, this is somewhere in the recesses of my brain. Back in the old studio days, it was very different. So you would have like, and I'm pretty sure this is right too. So obviously correct me if I'm wrong, but, when you had like 3 studios on the lots, like on the, whatever those the studio lots, whatever, in Hollywood, they would have in-house actors and actresses that they would like star up, like that they would almost like make over and make up into a starlet. And so they would adopt you into this. They would say, you're somebody we want to turn into, like a Miss Congeniality. Right? Like,
yeah.
And so they would
or like,
and they would
like
train you. They would give you acting classes. They would make you look pretty or whatever. And they would turn you into this starlet. And they would even use like PR stunts to help highlight you and make you more famous.
My word.
Yeah. So I think there's like, I don't know a ton of the history of that, but it's like, it's very interesting that the point is I like to call it the Wild Wild West. I think the unions help keep things regulated, but it's still a wild game in the sense that there's no formula and, how people play the game looks different and what that looks like is different for each person. And frankly, how, in my opinion, the culture of different markets are different.
Yeah.
New York versus Chicago versus LA versus London versus Vancouver versus Atlanta or the Southeast. It's like the culture of those markets are different.
100%. Yeah. And I feel like it's that way. I know more of the music side. If y'all don't know, my husband is a producer, all the things here in Nashville. And we have that conversation about LA versus Nashville and things. So, yeah. And there's just different cultures around how those industries are run.
Yeah.
It's just, yeah.
I mean, I think for me, it's interesting because it is a business, and at the same time, it's also an art. So
Yep.
the two of those joining together can be really interesting, because I think people throw themselves on the spectrum in different places, right? Like they might be very business, and some people might be very art, very craft driven. And some can say, well, this is how it's supposed to be. You should be this way, or you should be this way. When I think there is something beautiful to like kind of being your own, whatever works for you, because there's success in both of them.
Yeah. And I feel like you need both, right? We can't have just the artist, the artful running everything, and you can't have just the people who are all business. Then we would never have like creative moments or, I mean, like Amy Poehler on her, maybe not her latest episode, but the one that she had, Lonely Island. What's his name? Andy Samberg?
Andy Samberg is a name. I don't know what all he's been in.
Well, they had a really open conversation about, I think it was them. If y'all are fans of her show, you'll know which episode I'm talking about. But they had a open conversation about their time on SNL and how, I'm so sorry, not SNL, on Parks and Rec. I think he was talking about it, about her time on there. And
I was say he wasn't on there.
Yeah, I think he was talking about her time on there. But anyways, she opened up and was like, yes, it was one of those sets where the people who were running it allowed creative freedom. And if they wouldn't have, like, the show wouldn't have been as good. Those are my words summarizing what she said. But it just made sense of, like, you've got to have all of it.
Yeah, which is why, I mean, like, yeah, knowing your strengths and knowing your weaknesses helps you to have a team come around you and fill in the gaps where you need to. But, you know, for a lot of us, it's a very entrepreneurial endeavor, and you wear all the hats or a lot of the hats, right? And so you have to learn all sides of the business and figure out how to navigate what, when.
Yeah, and coming from Meg being someone who, and I don't mean this in a bad way, but like parents weren't in the industry. No one was in the industry.
Like, what are you going to say?
No. I'm just giving the, I love like, so
not
people can know your
baby.
You're not. I know. I'm like, the summer I turned pretty, all those comments, we'll go into that in a minute. But you have kind of had to build from the ground up. We even are from a small town. Like we weren't from somewhere like in LA where you were kind of already grandfathered into some things.
Yeah.
What were you going to say?
I was going to say, or like in Atlanta, or, I mean, like.
Or any city.
Like close to a big city, yeah.
That's just not where we came from. And so anyways, turning it to you, tell us, and in your comfortability, what does acting look like for you now? And like, where have you come from to get to where you are now?
It's so funny because I thought we were going to talk about fitness on this podcast.
We are. We have so much to talk about, but we went into acting. I was going to talk about acting at the end and let it just be like a whatever. But I think people who know you have been on this journey with you or have watched from a distance. And so they're curious where you're at now. And yeah, share as you want.
So you said, I'm sorry, my vanity and ADHD got caught up in the way that you looked and I looked on camera as you were asking that question. Can you ask the question one more time?
Yes. Let's just start with, for people who don't know you, you started at a small school in, I'm trying not to tell the story for you, but where you went from college to Atlanta. How did you get there, acting-wise?
okay, let's see if I can make
This is also my first interview, and I'm like, words.
Well, let's see if I can not make this long. Okay, so yes, we grew up in a small town. What I like to, and I'll be fast. We grew up in a small town. It's called Albertville. It is the fire hydrant capital of the world, on top of Meth Mountain. That gives you a great picture. It's the bottom of the Appalachian Mountains. It's a great place. It's beautiful. It's one of those places that you go back to and you realize how pretty it was you didn't know growing up.
Totally.
I also joke that we grew up in a arts high school that was not at all an arts high school, in the sense that the arts side of things in our high school were very competitive nationally. And award winning. And we had a lot of great resources through that, again, hindsight, I'm really grateful for. And so in a lot of ways, it tickled my fancies. And showed me, I mean, we grew up in a Friday Night Lights town, if you will.
Totally.
But let that meet High School Musical. On top of Meth Mountain, in the fire hydrant capital of the world. I think I'm defining this so well.
I think you are too.
What you envision is correct. Yeah.
Most precious people in the whole world.
Salt of the earth.
Literally.
Yeah. Anyways, I was thinking about how I was making fun of the accent the other day, and so many of them called me out. Anyway. But, so I think, again, through that, I did something called we both did show choir. It's not like Glee, it's better. And it was very impactful for me. And I think it showed me how much I loved entertaining. And from there, I had no college ambition. No, I joke. I didn't know what the opportunities were for me. I, in a lot of ways, wish I would have had some sort of guidance of, hey, you can apply out of state. Sorry, I'd make a lot of, the camera just showed me thumbsing up. I wish somebody would have been like, hey, you can apply outside of the state of Alabama.
Totally.
And that just was not what I thought. And so it was either Alabama or Auburn or one of the schools that a lot of people went to in that area. And so I think I applied to Alabama. I didn't want to go to Auburn because Lord help, I would be shunned in the family. So I got in, I think. Yeah, no, I know I did get in. I don't know why I said I think. But I went to the counselor's office, and there was this tryout for the dance team at the community college that was up the road. And I was like, yeah, I guess this is how I remember it. I was kind of yeah, I think I'll do that. And what you need to know about show choir was that it was incredibly musical theater heavy, in the sense that there was a lot of dancing. I mean, we had a Bob Fosse certified instructor who came from Chicago and taught us dancing. This is the level I'm talking about, not just a mommy poppy hunky dory podunky put together situation.
We're moving. Yeah.
So I love dancing, and I grew up doing gymnastics, and cheerleading was what I wanted to be, a Dallas Cowboy cheerleader. And so dancing, I love dancing. That was actually my forte, not the singing. And so I went to this dance tryout, and I got is this braggy? I don't know. It was obviously this is where you need to go. I'd gotten one of the only athletic scholarships. And so it was okay, that's where I'm going. And so I went there, and then while there, God bless him, Johnny Brewer, shout out. He was just a huge asset in that area where we grew up, because he did a lot of community theater, and he was an avid, what do I even want to say? Encourager of the community theater scene. And he's a director. I'm not giving him enough credit. He's done so many other things in addition to that. But the point is that I had worked with him as a director for a musical in high school. And when I got to college, he was over the theater department at that community college. And so, in addition to doing the dance team there, I was able to also be a part of the community theater productions that were happening the 2 years I was there. And I got to do a lot of different musicals, and it was lovely. I loved it. So I arguably had a pretty artsy community college experience. Fast forward, my transition to Samford is an incredibly emotionally long and wonderful story of God's provision over my life. Didn't think I was going to go there. Didn't see any reason to go there. It was a private college. My family couldn't afford it. Like, not going to happen. And I had some people really advocating for me and in my camp who were like, no, you need to really take some steps towards this. So it was like meeting with the BK, who was my sorry, he was my
I saw his face as soon as you said it. Like, that's so sweet.
What do we call that? Transfer counselor.
Yes.
So he's who like you would meet with at these like fairs. And so anyways, I met with him, applied. My president at my school, he was like, he like literally went to meet with the dean of Samford and had lunch with him and was like, this girl needs to go here. So like, it's very emotional, and I love that.
I'm going to pause you for 2 seconds. This is a normal theme in Meg's life. Like, people will just do these things, and it is like the sweetest and also the funniest thing. She has all these stories like this.
That is really sweet. No, I do. I have God. Yeah. But,
Yeah.
And like I say that to say, like that's these people advocated for me like massively. And, and you know, maybe there's a theme there where it's like people believe in me more than I believe in myself, which is probably, it's something I'm working on, having my own self-confidence in the things that I want to go after. But all that to say, I had quite a team of people at Sneed who were advocating for me, and I was fortunate enough to be able to go to Samford. And the final 2 years of my college were spent there. And I got to do mostly arts classes, which was pretty great too. And I loved it. Samford was huge for me. And it was there that I was like, okay, what's next? And I think for me, you know, hindsight, it's so funny saying this now, but like the arts for me were always a part of my life. But I don't know that I had ever really connected the dots with like how is God a part of the arts? And so I think that was a big developmental phase in uncovering what that looked like or meant or and so like while at Samford specifically. And so it was there that I was, you know, asking some pretty big questions about like, okay, well, how do I like essentially be an artist and love you? And what does that look like? And so my next step after that was like, okay, well, what do I want to do next? And I looked at like 3 ministry opportunities. So again, funny enough, did not really think about any artist related things like acting or I was very involved in a campus ministry there. And so I looked at like, okay, I'm either going to go overseas to China and, sorry, I like to say this for number one, and that's what's going to keep happening. Okay. I was going to go overseas to China and teach English. I was going to live in a neighborhood in Louisville, Kentucky and do ministry through a church. Mm-hmm. Or I was going to do this thing called the Fellows Program, which was all about building and equipping Christian leaders for the marketplace. And it was in Birmingham, which is where my school was. So long story short, It was one of those seasons where it was like 3 good options, no bad choice. Pick one and just go for it, which is actually pretty awful in my opinion. It would, when it's a little more black and white, it feels a little clearer.
Yeah.
So I did the fellows program, and it was perfect for me. It was great for me, and it was then and there that I felt like God was calling me to pursue acting, which is a whole nother long story again about just like the year of development that season was, because it was so personal to each individual who was in that program. Like each person had a mentor, each person had a host family they lived with, each person did an internship related to their field, except for me. Each person, we were involved in some sort of like service thing or
Was your internship McDonald's?
No. That was when I did no,
I was like, yes.
No. My internship was with a wedding company.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's you have so many stories. Meg worked at McDonald's for a little bit and has some great stories.
Different things.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm trying to make this kind of faster. Long story short, it was a very personal season of life. Oh yeah, we also like did ministry class. What am I trying to say? We took seminary classes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I felt like I was calling me to pursue acting. I had some crazy interactions with people out of LA and New York who were both like, move to Atlanta. And so that was 11 years ago, come September. And I've been here ever since. And, you know, it's like when I get to that part of the story and I talk about Atlanta, I kind of tend to be like, and that's it. But that's been 11 years of a lot of growth and a lot of things that I think I don't do my best at reflecting on and or I easily discount. I mean, I think now I see it as the pre-COVID era and the post-COVID era because it's kind of like a pretty equal 5 years split.
Good point. Yeah.
Sort of. It's almost like a 6 and 6 year split, but
yeah.
So I think it's also interesting being in my 30s versus being in my 20s, again, seeing it in those 6 year splits because the life lessons are a little different. Where is acting now? You know, I'm in a phase in my life where I'm starting to use the word artist, which you've heard me mention a lot.
Yes.
And I think I'm fighting this perception of the life I thought I was going to live and what I thought it was going to look like. Redefining success, redefining quote unquote making it. Why do I really want to do this? Why do I feel called to do this? These deeper questions that I think add a lot more freedom to life and a lot less control that you feel like you have to have over your career. That also just frankly isn't fair to you as a person.
Totally.
So I think if I tell you about my life harshly right now, no, it's not what I want it to look like. And at the same time, I have to like give myself kinder eyes and go like, yeah, but like there are so many sweet things that I think God's doing, that I think I've learned, that I am learning. And frankly, like I'm, you know, it's like I was going to say, I want to look back on this as an influential time in my life. Because I think I'm in the mud. I don't think it's fun to be where I'm at right now.
Yeah.
It feels visionless. It feels lost. It feels confusing. I'm in a place where I'm like really redefining a couple of things. Redefining some terms that I think I've used for a long time. Of like calling and purpose and passion and all related to like work and vocation. I'm doing a lot of like the Tim Keller faith and work, theology of work stuff, because I'm like, where in these 10 years have I kind of lost the point or confused things or got like mixed up with it all? So it's a lot of soul searching. And frankly, I feel like it's been like that for a couple of years. And, you know, someone said something to me yesterday just about like redefining or retelling the narratives that you tell yourself. Like, what are the narratives that I've created? What's the story that I'm telling myself? And I think in a lot of ways, as someone who tends to be a very happy, bubbly person, there is a part of me that has, try not to cry, that has appreciated the pain that I have felt in this season. Because in a lot of ways, I think it has allowed me to like tap into a deeper part of me that has connected me deeper with my maker. And I think in some ways, I feel as if people want to fix it or quicken up that process for me. But I don't think it's fair, because I think I need to go through it. And if I don't go through it, like with God, then it's not going to be a place of growing and learning. It'll just be a snuffing it down again. Yeah, just
Totally.
You know?
Totally.
So, while I didn't talk about acting, I do think the point I'm trying to make is that for me, it's becoming a lot deeper as far as like, what is it to me?
Yeah.
Because I think after a decade of pursuing it, it's so easy to look at your resume and go like, for what? All that for what?
Right.
And totally. So I think it's forcing me to go like, yeah, but for what? Why?
Yeah. Well, and as someone who's on the outside, it's like, thank you for sharing all that, by the way. That's, you know, I'm sitting here thinking.
Didn't think I was going to.
We didn't think this was where this was going.
But here we are.
No, but it makes me think, I'm in like my magazine phase right now. And most of the people that are on the front cover, the story is about the mountaintop that they were just on or are on, whether that's actually what's happening inside. And so I think a lot of times you don't get the front page story of the season that looks like this, you know?
Yeah.
That looks like, wait, in one hand there's really sad stuff and in the other there's really happy stuff. Like, what does all this look like, you know? And so,
I mean, I think it's a disservice to society to not see life as seasons, like in the sense that nobody's life is constantly on a mountaintop.
No.
And often we perceive people to be on a mountaintop when they might not be. And the truth is we should hope for mountaintops for people. Like, that's a good thing. And someone being on a mountaintop does not negate you being on a mountaintop.
No.
That's a whole nother conversation. But I think we fool ourselves if we think that life will always be like that.
Oh, yeah. I want to protect myself that way all the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
But as you said, it takes us going into those valleys where we learn about the Lord's soft but strong hand that is over us. That almost for me, I wouldn't learn unless I was in that valley with him, like you said. It's like, which the Bible's clear about that too. It's like perseverance. What does say the Bible verse?
To look it up. Produces character, and character produces. Yeah.
Yes.
I think that's
and
in
you
Galatians.
Ephesians. That one. And it's like, that's our clear picture that the Lord reminds us of, like, why we do have to walk through pain, which is like, I hate just like summing up pain and letting it go like that. But for someone like me, that reminds me that my Creator has a purpose for that pain. So yeah.
And I mean, like, and to even go into that even more for me, what I mean with that is not so much the other side. I mean the part where it's like Jesus wept.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, like, let's just sit there for a second. Like, for me, this season of being in the pain is recognizing that, like, no, like, Jesus weeps with me. He
1,000%.
he, and that's enough. We don't have to get to the overcoming yet. We don't have to get to the hope yet. We can just be in the fact that he weeps with me. Because I think a lot of life feels like, as the egotistical, selfish people that we are, we make life about ourselves. And I think the brutal honesty is that this life is not about us. And I think that hurts. Because yes, God does give us purpose. And yes, he can use us. But it is not ultimately about us. And my life is not my own. So I think for me, it's showing me the deeper of life that, like, yeah, this life is not meant to give me what I want. It is pointing to the fact that there is literally a better life to come. And so, yeah, the pain shows me that this world is not enough. And so for me, this season has felt like, I just don't push me out of that yet. Let me just sit in the fact that, like, I need to recognize that I am someone who hopes that this life will continue to bring me these promises that I want. And yet I need to recognize, like, that will never happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
God can bless and he can give gifts, but this life is not meant to be of all
everything we
fulfillment
want.
and satisfaction. Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly. I feel like we need to
take you to church on Saturday whenever people watch
take
this.
a breath.
I just
It's so funny. This whole point was literally my last thing. Okay. Now let's
Are you going to edit this and put this at the end?
So this is the end? No.
Okay.
No. This is coffee hang. This is what you talk about in the coffee shop.
Love it.
It goes from Jesus to underwear. Like, somehow we're all over the place.
You know, if and when I start a podcast, there are 3 things I will say to my people that I will always talk about because I love talking about it. It's, let me say it in the other provocative way. Poop, sex, and Jesus. I love to talk about those 3 things. I'm not afraid to talk about those 3 things. And I think God made them all, and why are we afraid of them?
I know.
Now, granted, I understand the context is relevant, but nonetheless, here we are.
Yes, agreeing with you, but also, like, some of those conversations are just better when it's back and forth. And that's why it's hard for me, because I want to hear what they're also saying and then respond to you. You know what I'm saying?
Totally. A lot of these conversations should just not be had on a one-way street social media. That's why that's why long-form podcast is great, but that's also why just, like, talking to people is always a better solve. Yeah.
1,000%. Okay, I'm going to take us back. Are you excited for fall? Are you one of these that's, like, ready?
It's like, wait, did you know? Why did you ask that? I literally journaled this morning that, like, I cannot wait. So I did this thing called the Artist Way last year. I will not delve any more than that, but I'm obsessed. Anyways, the point is I uncovered why fall is, like, my favorite season.
Can I guess?
Yes.
Okay. I think fall's your favorite season, or autumn, as I like to say. Sorry, I meant to do this, not this. I think autumn is your favorite season because it's harvest and new things are coming out. And am I close?
No. Keep going.
Okay.
I also don't like the word autumn.
Oh, I was trying to be British, my British ways.
I don't know why, but I just don't like the word autumn. No, I love cozy. I love fire.
Oh.
I love the colors. I love the smells. I love the oranges and not the fruit, but the colors. the warmth of cinnamon and clove and the spices. I'm obsessed with the feeling that you feel of like, I need to wrap myself in something by a fire and look at beauty, and it's wonderful.
1000%. Do you on your TV put the YouTube screen?
Yes.
Okay.
You didn't even ask. Yes, I literally.
Did we already talk about this?
No, but every morning I watch a fire. This morning every morning I put a fireplace on my YouTube TV, and I'll change it based on the season, but I love a good fall fireplace.
Okay, I do the ones that are like, it's jazz music, but it's a cafe that's either by a river or like in an English countryside. And you can choose if it's like rain or snow or leaves.
Yes. My AI figures me out in whatever season I'm in. I'm currently in a Scottish castle season, so I'm always sitting in the living room of a Scottish castle, looking out on a green over a lake.
Yes.
With a fire.
1000%.
Yeah.
I feel like people are going to get to know me better because they get to know you, and this is how my brain is. We're very imaginative. I talk about romanticizing a lot over here, Meg, and like that's where Meg and I are. Very imaginative.
You know what I'm curious about?
What?
When I posted about you on my Instagram, they were like, oh my God, y'all sound so much alike. I'm a little nervous about listening to this episode back, and I'm curious how much people are going to be able to tell whether it's you talking or me talking.
Oh, like if they can't see it?
Yeah.
That's a really funny point.
I mean, I think
about that.
For the most part, I talk deeper than you, but...
I was about to say, I feel like I'm talking deeper. I feel like I also am like caffeined up, so I'm like...
Well, all my matcha got lumped at the bottom, so I don't think I really got that much.
Aww. Okay. I'm sorry, dude.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay, well, you kind of already told... I was going to ask you what your favorite drink is to get in the fall, or one you're looking forward to.
Pumpkin spice latte. Like, I am that queen.
Heck yeah. Let's go.
I love
Oat milk, or are you doing whole milk?
Okay, so interesting. Okay, technically...
It's a safe place. You can say oat milk. I won't judge you.
No, it's a safe place in the sense, like, can I talk about Starbucks? Because, like, here's the thing. Where
1000%.
I live, there is not as many... Although we are getting a couple of good coffee shops, and I'm very excited about it. If I was to go to Starbucks, I'm very particular about what I tell them because I don't like sweet. So I'll do
the fact that you tell them is new. I am only on the app.
Oh,
I've never verbally ordered at Starbucks.
Same. But no, I have. But like, I'm just saying like.
I'm reading, if I have, I'm reading off the app. I'm like, no classic, extra ice.
Yeah, no, it just depends like what the situation is. As far as like order ahead or swing by. But I will tell them an iced Americano with 1 pump of pumpkin. That's what I'll say.
That's my sister. There you go.
Iced Americano, 1 pump of pumpkin. Now,
1000%.
if I'm going to like a nice coffee shop, I'm probably going to get a hot latte. And I'm going to get either... Okay, I'm a little bit in my non-fat milk era because it has a lot of protein and I love that. But I'll either do that or oat milk. And then I'll do pumpkin. And I'll probably do half sweet. But a lot of coffee shops... like mixologists do this too. Because people don't know, I love cocktails. I don't drink as much cocktails as I used to, but the point is a lot of coffee shops and good cocktail places they'll do balanced drinks. So it's almost offensive to be like, how much do you put in here? Because they're like, we keep it balanced. But nonetheless, I'll talk to the barista and I'll say,
I've never thought about that.
Like, how sweet you make this drink. And they're like, no, it's pretty balanced. And I'll be like, okay, I'll take it as is. Or I'll be like, okay, your girl like black coffee, just like straight black. And she wants like a pump of, she wants like a little oomph of like fall in her life. Just like a...
You're not trying to be hit in the face with a white mocha.
God bless us. I remember the first time I had a coffee was a Starbucks in New York. Show choir's her back.
Yes, girl.
Sophomore year? I think sophomore year.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I got like an iced frappuccino mochaccino. No, I'm joking. But it was like a mocha something something. It was like a chocolate shake. Like it was not coffee. And
It was not coffee.
I thought that I was like the most for having this caffeine or whatever. And it was just like sugar, you know?
Yeah, and no like shade to people who drink white mochas, but if you are used to black coffee or iced Americanos,
no, shade.
and
shade to people who drink white mochas. I don't care.
I don't like to shame people.
I love to shame people. No, listen, you should not. You should just lessen and start to love the because why are you drinking it? Just go have a white chocolate bar.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, why are you drinking the coffee?
1000%. I have all the feelings on like chocolate, my drinks, or whatever's happening. But it's just
what's
like
the point?
I was in Starbucks the other day, and I had to verbally order because Ev and I had stopped by. And I was just like, hey.
I had to verbally order. Okay.
And I always get so nervous because I don't know what classic or what extra stuff is in there.
I ask,
the app's not in front of me. Well, Starbucks, there's not a menu in front of you either.
They hide it.
It's literally nebulous. It's like ordering to a blank wall. And you're like, what? Anyways, I was like, hey, like I normally get an iced Americano. Like I was feeling spontaneous that day. But I was like, I see that you have like this new cold foam. Like what do you normally put that on? You want like a white mocha?
Okay, y'all.
I said, I'm so sorry. I just told you.
Okay, we went to the lake last week with our fam, and we were in Bumble, hoo-ha, nowhere, and we went to this place called Mimsy's Coffee. Now, shout out, Mimsy's Coffee was actually really great. Nonetheless,
it was great.
Molly goes up to it, and she's like, hey, she's like, can I get an iced Americano? And she was like, do you want a cold brew? She's like, no, I want an iced Americano. It's like, there is a difference, actually.
There's a difference. And I wasn't rude. I was very matter of fact.
You were. You were like, no, I told you what I wanted, and I wanted an iced Americano. Like, that was the subtext.
No, I want an iced Americano. Thank you. Like, it was just one of those things where it's like, it's not the same thing.
It's not.
I'm offended. I'm actually offended that you offered me that.
Not the same thing. It's also actually, I think, technically less caffeine. Less caffeine.
What? Americano?
Yeah, iced.
Yeah, it is. Actually,
whereas a cold brew is like loaded.
Yes. Yeah. That's a whole other thing because when I do shots here at the house, I'm like, yeah, I try to do like one shot so I can have another coffee in the day. But yeah, anyways, I was not rude, okay, for the record. I was just matter of fact.
It was very funny. It was very funny.
Meg just died at me. Okay, what's your favorite thing to bake in fall? Are you baking?
I don't bake. I told someone the other day, I was like, I'm a chef. Like, the art of creating via cooking is everything for me. Baking is like a scientist, and I ain't got time for that.
You can't, like, you have to be exact. You can't be over.
No, I'm like, you know, like a Nona in her kitchen, just like opening up the pantry and throwing stuff into a pot, and all of a sudden it comes out magical. Like, that's the kind of cooking I like to do, and I'm giving myself a lot of credit. It's not always magical, but the point is it's a lot more freeing. Baking to me feels very stressful, unless it's like a box or like a bag or something that it's like I just dump, pump and dump, kind of like. It's like easy.
Add 2 eggs.
Yeah. Star.
Not
low,
a dump.
Low. Put in there 40 minutes. Like.
I will say, doesn't Trader Joe's have some dump and mix?
Pumpkin loaf. Pumpkin loaf stuff. Okay. Yeah.
I don't shop at Trader Joe's, but I know that they're like the fall place to be.
I know. I think I have a feeling in the next week everything's about to go full fall.
Well, I can tell you that your feeling's right because it's August 26th. is when Starbucks releases. And so people are either, here's what I've been getting emails. People are either doing the day before so that they can beat Starbucks.
Your money. Yeah.
Yeah. Or they're doing the same day. So it's coming.
Just go do like a pumpkin round, do your errands. I would do that. I would 100%. I would go through
That's what
Starbucks.
my next Tuesday is all about. Like, literally no one talked to me on that day.
Yeah, I'm going through the drive-thru and get my pumpkin spice latte, and then I'm
Happy birthday.
No, sorry. You have to tell people listen to this podcast.
I'm so sorry, y'all. Meg is filming on her
animated, iPhone. And I use my hands a lot, and so I keep triggering these animations. Okay, but I'd be going through Starbucks.
Yep.
And then I'd be going to Trader Joe's, and I'd be getting... Oh my gosh, they have pumpkin JoJo's.
What's a JoJo? Is it an Oreo? Is it Trader Joe's Oreo?
Yes.
Okay, I had a feeling.
Yes.
I think one of my best friends, Rachel, shops there all the time, and I think I remember her having a sleeve of those.
They're good.
Yeah, that sounds right. Dude, okay, or if anyone else has had this happen, I was taking therapy on my iPhone, and I was telling a really, hard part of my, life, and the balloons went off.
And she was like, don't laugh, don't laugh.
I know. I've been with my therapist for 3 years now. We just both started dying out laughing. She waited for me to laugh. But
oh,
yes.
That's cute.
Because
it's not a podcast unless you talk about your therapist. I swear. It really is not a podcast episode unless you talk about your therapist. Every podcast is people so referencing therapy.
Well, it's the sponsor of all of them.
Today is anyway.
No, but it was a hilarious moment, and I need comedic relief during my therapy sessions. Okay, let's pause this conversation here. I feel like you and I have so much we could talk about. And let's just have a part 2. Let's carry this party on. And yeah, so thank you so much for listening. And I will catch y'all in the next one. Bye, guys.